I'm going to talk about this one thing that you can do to try to save your marriage. Hey, it's Brian Mayer from Love How Deep. We provide marriage content from a biblical perspective. We add science. We talk about our own experiences to help you strengthen your connection. And I would ask you, follow, subscribe to this video wherever you see it so you can get great content like this and you won't miss anything. So what's that one thing I'm talking about to try to save your marriage? It's being fully present. And what do I mean by that? There's some different things when we think about being fully present. Number one, it's being fully mentally present. I know in this day and age with our phones and with work and with the kids, a lot of times we can be pulled in so many different directions. And so we're not really listening. I'm guilty of it. I'm on my phone and my wife is asking me a question about what would I like for dinner? And I'm giving a half-hearted response and not really, again, tuning into what she's saying, maybe picking up half of what she's telling me. As much as I can, I want to put these things down and really tune in, really listen. And I would say that even goes with not only up here, but in how you present yourself and your body. I'll give you an example, and I'm not great with this. I'm trying to get better with it, is when she's speaking to me, again, put everything down, get my mind ready, turn toward her, like actually face her so that that's a signal to her that, wow, this is important to him. He cares. He wants to hear this because I'll get caught up sometimes on if we're both on the couch together and we're both looking forward, maybe at the television. Again, that's not me being fully present, so to speak. So again, as much as I can, physically turning toward my wife is very helpful in conversation. So I would say, again, get your mind physically turning toward would be helpful. And then I would say another thing to do is really just be more proactive and being fully present. Like maybe if you're the one that gets home second from work, it might be a situation where you realize that your spouse, who's maybe been there for a while and has been doing the chores or taking care of the kids, maybe needs some attention, and that's okay. And I know that's hard because for a lot of us, when we get home, we want to just be left alone because maybe we're wiped out, we're stressed about what went on at work. And so we need a moment, but we've also got to take into consideration our spouse and what did they go through and how much have they had to deal with, again, maybe kids or maybe other stressful events. So I think it's really important, if you can, to just briefly connect with each other. And then potentially you might want to say, hey, can I go off for a few minutes and maybe get changed or get a shower or, I don't know, read for 15 minutes or whatever. It's a negotiation. You got to compromise a little bit. But I would say immediately upon entering, show some respect and care and love. And then for you that maybe is at home first, be happy to see your spouse. A question I like to ask all the time is, when you've been apart for a while, does it appear that your partner or your spouse is actually happy to see you? Happy and healthy relationships would tend to say yes. When I walk in the door, yes, it does feel to me like my spouse is happy to see me. And I know one thing that I have said over the years, when I walk in the door and Heather asks me how I'm doing, I'll typically say I'm better now, meaning that maybe it was not a great day, or maybe it was a good day. But the fact is that now that you're in front of me, it's much better. And so I think just giving that sort of verbal words of encouragement, the gratitude for being home and being with my spouse is, I think, something that can draw you two closer together, and it can make you feel more connected. And really, that's what it's all about. And the Lord often tells us to put aside our stresses, our issues. He tells us to lay them at his feet for certain. But again, I think that can also go for the relationship with our spouse. We want to be able to connect and talk about our worries and our stresses and our fears. And that might be something else that if you struggle to connect with and open up about, that can also be something that can help you to be a little bit more fully present in the situation and with your feelings. And I think that can be, again, extremely helpful. Hopefully these tips have helped you. But again, it really all boils down to one thing, and that's being fully present. But again, it means in your mind and in your body and in your actions. So there's definitely some different components of it. And thank you so much for watching. Remember, follow, subscribe wherever you see this. And then don't forget, I'm going to put a link wherever this video is for our 10 practical communication strategies. It's a free guide. It's something that you can do with your spouse, and it can really help open up the conversation and the dialogue for you to connect even more with each other. So make sure you pick that up, and I will see you next time. Take care.